You're listening to the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, home of the #1 sports talk show on the planet, The Doug Stewart Show.
This is a revolution in radio, the realest, trillest sports talk show in America, The Doug Stewart Show.
Broadcasting live Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon Eastern Time, exclusively on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network.
This is sports talk for the people.
Follow Stewart Media and Entertainment right now on Facebook to stay connected and locked in for upcoming events like the Couples and Cocktail Series, viewing parties, and much, much more. Up next, get ready to ride raw with the Doug Stewart Show.
This is sports talk with hot sauce, Texas Pete hot sauce, the Doug Stewart Show.
Exclusively on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network.
Yes! Let me tell you about Travel by Stats. Travel by Stats delivers premium travel packages and provide excellence by focusing on assuring that their tour itinerary is clear. For destinations they've never taken, they even take the trip in advance of the actual one you're about to take. This ensures everybody has a great experience. They've been around since 1988 and have been operating here in Atlanta since 2000, starting from the ground up, but they now boast of a team operating in 5 states. Travel by Stats not only specializes in Caribbean destinations, they also provide a variety of reasonable, cost-efficient events by land, air, or sea. One of their big things is sports travel for football fanatics who live in Metro Atlanta. That's the fun way to go anyway. Here's some of their upcoming list of events. Giants at Cowboys, Falcons at Giants, Falcons at Cowboys, Cowboys at Saints, Patriots at Cowboys, and many, many more. Contact them at 855-266-6675, extension 700, for the owner, Maritza Wilmer. Again, that's 855-266-6675, extension 700. If you mention my name, Doug Stewart, you'll receive an extra 10% off your package. Travel by Stats. Where they don't sell travel, they sell fun.
At Ticket Liquidator, we believe you should have access to the experiences you want to be a part of. Since 2003, Ticket Liquidator has been connecting buyers and sellers with the most sought-after and often sold-out events across the country. Ticket Liquidator's nationwide network gives you access to one of the largest online inventories of sports, theater, and concert tickets with prices lower than most companies in other markets. And our security policies are solid, so you can buy with absolute confidence. More tickets, better service, and lower prices, so you can witness the best entertainment, culture, and sports events worldwide. At Ticket Liquidator, we know that seeing a legend bring down the house or watching your team win the championship is about more than a ticket. It's about being there. For all your sports and entertainment ticket needs, call us at 855-638-3034. Again, that's 855-638-3034.
Doctor, this is the mayor talking.
All right.
Doctor,
Come on, what?
always do the right thing.
If you came here to hear for fake, you are in the wrong place. We are for real around here. We keeps it real. This is the Doug Stewart Show, the livest, the realest, the trillest sports talk show in America. Are you not entertained? This is Sports Talk with Hot Sauce, Texas Pete hot sauce, the Doug Stewart Show. Yes! Game time. What's happening? Welcome to the Doug Stewart Show. And this is a Throwback Thursday, shawty. Thank you so much for joining your boy. And oh boy, we got a lot of great stuff we're going to get into today. You better believe that. The number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewart.com. Bring it back one more time. Bring it back. All right, so it's a little different today because we're actually in a different studio today. I guess you'd call this a remote broadcast to a degree, kind of, sort of. We're at the studios of iHeartRadio downtown Atlanta. WGST, 640 WGST, downtown Atlanta. So we're in this nice, plush little studio right here. I would call it plush in relative terms compared to the little studio that we have that we operate the show from normally. But, I mean, this is pretty nice, pretty cool. It might even sound a little bit better than what we do, but it's a little bit different today. So if I miss, say something, or if I hit the wrong button or something and we go dead for a second, it's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. It's okay. We'll be back. Hey, welcome to the Doug Stewart Show. Thank you so much for joining your folk. I really do appreciate it. So we're down here doing a little recording for the show on Saturday, and if you haven't heard, if you've been under a damn rock, the Two Live Stews are coming back, shawty. We are coming back. This Saturday morning at 11 a.m., 640 WGST, we are coming back. So we're down here recording a couple of spots, doing a couple of things, some drops, that type of thing, and trying to get it going and underway. And we are going to get it underway. You better believe that is going down this Saturday. Once again, pass the word, tell people about it. And get ready, because we coming back hard. Me and my brother were talking yesterday, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show right now. We were talking yesterday, and we basically came to an agreement that we just might do something that's, unheard of or unseen before. On the first time we get behind a microphone, where the city of Atlanta and the world can hear us. It might be like no holds bar. It might just be like Two Live Stews on steroids or something like that. And we already were on steroids in relative terms. Not literally, but figuratively. But this weekend, man, we might really just go slap crazy. I don't know, man. So pass the word. The Stews are back with a vengeance. Yes! Hey, if you're new to the Doug Stewart Show, thank you for tuning in. Welcome. What we do around here is have fun, man, and talk about the sports, talk about what people are talking about, what dudes are talking about. It's barbershop talk. It's what we created with the Two Live Stews over 15 years ago, or right about 15 years ago. And so we continue that here on this show. What we do is we take phone calls. We read a lot of chat. Speaking of which, if you're new to the show and you're on Spreaker.com, or if you're not, go to Spreaker.com, click on the follow button, okay? Follow the show on Spreaker.com, all right? And once you follow the show, whenever the show goes live, you'll be alerted, and you'll be able to see whenever we're doing anything different, or if we change the time of the show or anything like that. So follow the show on Spreaker.com, and then hit the little chat button. And when you hit the chat button, you're introduced to a whole new world of sports chat and guide chat. And I call it the fantasy island of sports chat. I know that's not really original, but hell, just work with me on it. And its inhabitants, this is original though, its inhabitants of said fantasy chat island are the Stewies. That's right. That's right. So they give me opinions and thoughts and, kind of chime in on what I'm talking about on the show. And we keep it moving and have a good time. So we do that all day long. I read a lot of chat. We take phone calls once again, as well as sometimes we'll do a top 5 category on a particular subject, or maybe, not maybe, we talk birthdays once every show as well. I mean, we just really kick it. It's nothing really formal or scripted or anything. It's just us kicking it and doing what we do. All right. So the number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at Doug@theDougStewartShow.com. What we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk a little bit about RG3. We can't stop talking about that ninja. We're going to continue to talk about him. The Buffalo Bills are in the news. Dwight Howard, old punk ass. And I guess I shouldn't call a man a punk ass. I actually take that back. I mean, Dwight Howard, his soft ass, is in the news. This man got a lot of nerve. Soft as Charmin, All right, we'll talk about that a little bit later as well. The Cleveland Cavaliers, a little basketball talk. And today, as you see the title of the show, college football is back. Praise God. Praise his holy name. College football is back in earnest tonight as the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, man, take on Alcorn State. I think they're the Braves. I think that's Alcorn State's mascot, the Braves. And when I tell you that Georgia Tech probably is going to put up 100 points, I mean, believe that. And I hope that's not the case. And maybe Georgia Tech could call off the Dogs at some point, but this is going to be real ugly tonight at historic Grant Field, Bobby Dodd Stadium, downtown ATL. College football kicks off tonight. Georgia Tech takes on Alcorn State. And it is the Braves, I hope they brave tonight for this ass-cutting they about to get. And I hate to see an HBCU school just get taken to slaughter like this, but that's what's going to happen. In effect, this is a glorified scrimmage for Georgia Tech. And I just pray for Alcorn State. You know, just pray for them. Just pray for them that they just don't get totally embarrassed, man, and that Georgia Tech has a little mercy, a little compassion in their hearts, man. So the season starts tonight. The Georgia Bulldogs take on, Louisiana Monroe, I believe, this weekend. So college football is back. The last weekend for NFL preseason. The season gets started next week. And so, man, absolutely happy that football is back, and I know you are too, man. So let's talk some football today, man. Let's keep that theme for the rest of the year, for the next foreseeable future. We can talk some football. Football! It's the sport of kings, better than anything. Football. Tree is here. Looking at me side-eye. So we're going to talk some football today. We get back from the break. We're going to talk a little bit about RG3 and the latest on that story up there in D.C. is just an absolute train wreck, all right? The number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at Doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Oh, yeah, I didn't even mention this, all right? It's football. College football is back, praise God, all of that. Today, we're going to continue with our preseason team reports. Today, we're going to do 2 NFL teams, all right? We're trying to catch up with the NFL teams. Today, we'll talk about the Arizona Cardinals and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah. All right? So, this is Sports Talk with Hot Sauce. Texas Pete Hot Sauce. This is the Doug Stewart Show. Don't go away. In life, things happen, good and bad. And being prepared is always important. If you're like me, a husband, a father, and protector of that family tree, then your family is the most important thing in the world. 95 million U.S. adults don't have protection in place. So, what I've done is put my protection in the hands of the largest and #1 independent financial services company in North America, and that's Primerica. They look out for middle America because they believe that offering the most competitive premiums only benefits the client and have been doing so since 1977. If you're a parent, husband, or wife and want to discuss options with one of Primerica's top reps, then call my guy, Greg Wynn, at 678-439-7172. Again, that's 678-439-7172, and he'll put your family first. And hey, tell him that Doug Stewart sent you. Yes! We're doing some huge things here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, home of the Doug Stewart Show, and the biggest thing being broadcasting other shows. That's right, we're executive producing other shows and playing them on my network. You may have a fantastic show or podcast, but do you have listeners? We got listeners. Over 9,000 followers to the Doug Stewart Show on the Spreaker platform, as well as over 200,000 plus listens to the network itself. So here's what you do. Go to Fiverr.com, that's Fiverr.com, and search the Doug Stewart Show or Stewart Media and Entertainment and get all the details. Or just hit up the producer, Tree, at TreeAtTheDougStewartShow.com. That's spelled Trei. Tree@TheDougStewartShow.com, and come and do business with us on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Yes!
National Debt Relief is one of the country's largest and most reputable debt settlement companies, made up of energetic individuals who are passionate about helping thousands of Americans with debt relief. Most importantly, we're all about helping our customers through a tough financial time in their lives with education and individual customer service. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families rid their lives of burdensome debt. Specializing in debt settlement, and they've also negotiated settlements for thousands of creditor and collection accounts. Providing clients with both expertise and proven results, this means helping customers in time of hardship to get out of debt with the least possible cost. It can also mean conducting financial consultations, educating the customer, and recommending the appropriate solution. Core Services offer debt settlement as an alternative. I repeat, alternative to bankruptcy, credit counseling, and debt consolidation. National Debt Relief is your #1 advocate group to help you reestablish financial stability as quickly as possible. So give us a call at 844-828-4975. Again, that's 844-828-4975, and work it out.
Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. What's today's date? September 3rd. September 3rd, 2015. Thank you so much for joining your boy. Coming to you from a new location today. iHeart Studios, downtown ATL. About to put in a little work and get this show popping on Saturday morning on 640 WGST. If you haven't heard, the Two Live Stews are coming back. If you haven't heard. If you've been freaking under a rock and you haven't heard, your boys are back. The boys are back. Hey, thank you for tuning in. I got to remind you, yesterday I put it out that we were actually letting people in for free for the Falcons Cowboys viewing party on September 27th. We had to move the location to a new venue at Mardi Gras Cafe and Lounge, downtown ATL. And we can only let 150 people in, but we're doing it for absolutely free. All right, so a ton of people signed up yesterday, and I project this thing is going to sell out. You have to print up your ticket and bring it with you, okay? You have to print up your ticket and bring it with you. So make sure you do that. Go to tdssweekend.eventbrite.com and reserve your spot. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be the end of the weekend celebration for the Doug Stewart Show's 1-year anniversary / Carolina weekend. So go to tdssweekend.eventbrite.com, reserve your spot, and while you're there, make sure and go ahead and purchase your tickets for all the other events that are going down that weekend. I mean, we got a meet and greet party that Friday night for people that are coming from out of town, and I do expect a lot of people from out of town at the Artist Den, which is stirred up as well, downtown ATL that Friday evening, late Friday night. We got a little gentleman's soiree where we're going to tease Gentlemen's Club. Can't beat that with a stick. Yes, sir. And then that Saturday morning, there's a golf tournament. And late Saturday night, it is the coup de grace, the big shebang, the all-black party, man, at the Doubletree Hotel, downtown ATL. That's going to be crazy, man. And then Sunday, once again, the Falcons Cowboys viewing party, which is going to be fantastic because if you're from South Carolina, or if you know people from South Carolina, they're probably a Cowboy fan. And I don't know how, and I kind of know how. It's because the Cowboys, the people that grew up during my era, you know, my peers, you know, the Cowboys were kind of a big deal back in the 70s, you know. So the Cowboys had it going on, and so everybody from the state of South Carolina, they got a cool uniform, they got a cool name, bang, 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 you know, Butch Johnson pulling out the pistols, and so it was great. Tony Dorsett, Drew Pearson, and all them cats, and so 90% of my friends that I grew up with are Cowboys fans, and it definitely shines through. So you got the hometown team, the Falcons, playing in the game. And then you got the Dallas Cowboys, quote-unquote, America's team. Yeah, I'm not a Cowboy fan. I should have said that. I'm not a Cowboy fan. But it's going to make for a great day, and it's a viewing / day party. So DJ Bing's going to be on the Wheels of Steel. He's the Two Live Stews official tailgate DJ. He's going to be on the Wheels of Steel. It's going to be celebration. Vanglorious even. I'm telling you. It is. So, music before the game. We're actually going to open the doors up at 11 a.m., so we're going to kind of get our tailgate atmosphere type thingy going on. So, music before the game for 2 hours, doing commercials, halftime, and then after the game's probably going to be done at like 4 p.m. From 4 to 6 p.m., we're going to party like it's 1999. That's past a long time ago, but you know what I mean. You know exactly what the hell I mean. So it's going to be crazy. So go get all the details and take part and be out in all the events, with all the events that weekend at tdssweekend.eventbrite.com. Redskins quarterback RG3 entered the team's welcome home luncheon with new starter Kirk Cousins, was later given a 15-second standing ovation. And I think it comes down to as simple as this. It's kind of like his farewell. You know, I think that a lot of the fans, it's probably twofold, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. One is I think fans appreciate what the man did while he was here or there in Washington for that organization, gave them a lot of excitement for a year. After that year, it hadn't been so great. And so I think that fans are really acknowledging him for that with this standing ovation. And I think that they understand that he's probably no longer going to be with the team. So while we can see you, we're going to let you know, brother, we appreciate you. It's as simple as that. Crazy that, and we talked about it a lot ad nauseum over the last week or so. It's crazy how this man has gone from absolute sugar to ish. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. The man had the world in the palm of his hand. He did after that rookie year, and it's just gone so horribly bad so quickly, and a lot of people will blame the Redskins organization, Mike Shanahan in particular, when he hurt his knee that first time, and they sent him back in that game, and then he hurt the knee even more, tearing his ACL. So, I mean, it's just a classic story of, you know, going from the top to the bottom real fast, and we see it a lot in sports, man. But this in particular is really crazy, and all of the rhetoric and the conversation about RG3 or Andrew Luck, and it's come down to fans. He's not going to start. If you don't know the story, once again, if you've been under a rock, he's not going to start. Kirk Cousins is going to start for the Washington Redskins. And as a matter of fact, they're saying that RG3 is probably on the depth chart right now at number 3. And that's absolutely unbelievable if you know how great this man looked his rookie year in the NFL. So it's kind of like his swan song, I believe. I think fans understand that this is probably it. They're going to have to cut the rosters down to 53, I think, tomorrow. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I think tomorrow the rosters have to be cut down to 53 men. Or not tomorrow, at the end of this weekend. I'm sorry, I'm thinking this is Saturday. But I think by Sunday, and I can confirm that for you in a second here, but I think by Sunday they have to cut the roster down to 53. And wow, it's got a lot of prevalent names out there that are on the bubble as far as making a team. Another guy in particular, Tim Tebow. There's several veteran-type players that are on the bubble as far as making a roster. And so we're going to keep our eye on that. And I think at the end of the day, man, the fans appreciate RG3 and understand that a lot of what's going down, you know, is couldn't be helped. You know, when you talk about a guy being a bust, you really don't put a dude in that category that has had injuries. I mean, injuries happen. You can't plan for injuries. And I think people realize that. The Redskins fans realize that. And I guess giving him a 15-second standing ovation was their way of lightweight kind of trying to say goodbye. Yeah. What do you think about that? 404-382-0338 is the number to the show. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. The Tree of Life is in the studio today. How you doing this morning, Tree?
Good morning.
Damn,
You're so
we sound
happy.
good.
You are so happy right now.
We sound good on these mics.
Yes, we do. Larry might be getting the boot, huh? I mean, well.
No, don't say that.
All right,
no.
sorry. Larry
How
is
dare
fine.
you? How dare you say that?
Larry is awesome.
Larry is, for new listeners to the Doug Stewart Show, first of all, Tree is the producer to the show. And Larry is the benefactor to the Doug Stewart Show. Okay. In effect, is he keeps the lights on, all the utilities. I mean, he doesn't pay us anything, but he pays the utilities like the light, the water, the phone, and all of that type of stuff. That's a lot.
He bought me some groceries one time.
Right. Exactly.
But we had to go to Dollar General and get them.
He bought you some groceries.
Oh.
I mean, Larry is part-timing as a sugar daddy, too? What do you mean he bought you some groceries?
Never mind. Keep going.
Right. TMI.
There's some breaking news, I guess, about Tom Brady.
Wow. There is.
Yeah.
There is. Okay, wait a minute. Hold on a second. We got that covered.
What? I mean, you're not going to let me verify it first?
Oh, damn. You said it was breaking news. Like, we need to report it. Golly.
I was looking it up, Douglas.
Oh, okay. Well, wait a minute. We got some breaking news on Tom Brady. We'll get to it
doing the most
in a second. So stay tuned. Don't tune out and go somewhere else and get the breaking news. Damn it, get the breaking news with us, even though it might be a minute or two after everybody else delivers it.
Jacking up my production skills.
All right. 404-382-0338 is the number to the show. This is the Doug Stewart Show. You can email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. But the easy way to be totally interactive is just to hit me up on the chat on Spreaker.com. As a matter of fact, shouts out to everybody checking me out right now on Periscope. We have the Periscope up and the camera's on me or whatever, and I'll probably flip it around during the break and let you see we're in this real dark dungeon-like studio. Which is good. That's fine. They got a lot of nice equipment in here. Can I put a couple of these things in my bag? No, let me stop. Let me not even play like that. And I told a story. I've told the story many, many times before. When we first started at our other radio station, the Two Live Stews, I promise you, for the first week, they watched us. They wanted to make sure we didn't put no pencils or no staplers in our pockets or anything like that. They didn't say that's why they were standing there and hovering over us. Every time I turned around, somebody's face was over my shoulder. Yeah, I really think that they wanted to make sure the brothers didn't take anything, but we didn't take anything. We're not going to take nothing. We don't steal. I promise you, we do not steal. I don't know why y'all hit the drum roll just now. We definitely don't steal. 404-382-0338. A little bit later on today's show, we're going to break down the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Arizona Cardinals. They'll be our team reports today on the Doug Stewart Show. See, now Tree done teased this breaking news thing about Tom Brady. And let me see. Brady wins appeal. What? Oh, my gosh. And I can only read the headline right now. It's hard to explain, but there's an issue with the Wi-Fi and the speed of it in the studio. But the headline says, Brady beats NFL. Ban nullified. What? Oh, my gosh. You got to be kidding me. Yes, Tree?
I mean, I expected you to be out of your seat right now.
I mean, but I can't be because I'm trying to control this board and stuff here. You want me to do a flip?
I was trying to hold back.
Oh,
so we could go on the break.
Gosh. Well, we don't got our signals together in the studio right now, but oh my gosh. So Tom, all right, we'll talk more about this when we get back from the break. Obviously, we're going to talk about this, but Tom Brady beats the NFL. The NFL is like 0 for 7 right now. And I'm kind of... All right, we got all the details now. When we get back from the break, we're going to talk about this, man. I feel kind of some type of way about this because I'm not a fan of Roger Goodell and the hierarchy of the NFL, but at the same time, I think Tom Brady is a lying SOB. So we're going to talk about this when we get back, all right? 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. Don't go anywhere. This is The Doug Stewart Show. Let me tell you about Travel by Stats. Travel by Stats delivers premium travel packages and provide excellence by focusing on assuring that their tour itinerary is clear. For destinations they've never taken, they even take the trip in advance of the actual one you're about to take. This ensures everybody has a great experience. They've been around since 1988 and have been operating here in Atlanta since 2000, starting from the ground up, but they now boast of a team operating in 5 states. Travel by Stats not only specializes in Caribbean destinations, they also provide a variety of reasonable, cost-efficient events by land, air, or sea. One of their big things is sports travel for football fanatics who live in Metro Atlanta. That's the fun way to go anyway. Here's some of their upcoming list of events. Giants at Cowboys, Falcons at Giants, Falcons at Cowboys, Cowboys at Saints, Patriots at Cowboys, and many, many more. Contact them at 855-266-6675, extension 700, for the owner, Maritza Wilmer. Again, that's 855-266-6675, extension 700. If you mention my name, Doug Stewart, you'll receive an extra 10% off your package. Travel by Stats. Where they don't sell travel, they sell fun. Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. That's right. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music, watch your videos, and view all your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BB Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bbmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's bbmobileapps.com and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you.
We're back. Dogs and Poodles. It's Doug and Ryan Stewart of the 2 Live Stews.
Tune in to Talk Radio 640 WGST every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. to get all your college and pro football talk.
Special thanks to our sponsor, Bruce Hagen, Hagen-Law.com. Thanks, Bruce.
Meet me at the club. It's going down. Meet me in the A. It's going down. Meet me in Atlanta. That's right. The weekend of September 26, 2015, we are celebrating the 1-year anniversary of the Doug Stewart Show, Stewies. And it's going to be crazy. We got a whole list of events scheduled for the entire weekend. That's going to be so fun. Come celebrate with your boy. Starting out Friday night, man, with a meet and greet party at the Artist Den downtown ATL. Late Friday night, it's the Fellas Soiree at T's Gentlemen's Club in Buckhead. Saturday morning, the TDSS Golf Shootout at North Fulton Golf Club downtown ATL. Saturday night, the main event, the all-black party at the Doubletree Hotel in Buckhead. And Sunday, the Falcons versus Cowboys viewing/day party on the rooftop lounge at Mardi Gras Cafe, downtown ATL. It's going to be fantastic, man. You've been looking for a reason to come to Atlanta. Here's your perfect reason. Get all the details at tdssweekend.eventbrite.com. Once again, it's tdssweekend.eventbrite.com. See you in Atlanta. The 1-year anniversary of the Doug Stewart Show. Yes! Yes, sir.
Stewies, what's up? Tree here to talk about your home security and the security experts at Strickland Security. Everything the team at Strickland Security does is focused around increasing the security of your home, protecting your family, and your business. Most home security companies, especially the larger ones, want to sell you a cookie-cutter alarm system that maximizes their profits but not your security. The team at Strickland Security will install a customized alarm system that meets your budget and your security needs. This Atlanta-based company is here to solve all of your security problems. Whether you need your alarm system repaired, surveillance cameras installed, or your door locks replaced, Strickland Security is the solution. Don't wait. Call the experts at Strickland Security today. For more information, go to their website at stricklandsecurity.com or give them a call now at 800-422-9075. That's 800-422-9075 and tell them Tree sent you.
All right, welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. And so we just got breaking news. Something we've been talking about for the last couple of months. Not couple of months, since damn January. Has somewhat come to a conclusion. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at DougStewartShow.com. This segment is brought to you by my friends from Travel by Stats. All right, at TravelByStats.com. If you're trying to get to one of these games, no matter where it is, if you're trying to get to the big game and you're looking for a bus service company to partner up with, to bring your church group or your ladies group or your football team or whatever, your little league football team together and go see the Dallas Cowboys take on the Atlanta Falcons or the Cowboys take on the New York Giants, holla at my folks at Travel by Stats. You got to live in the metro Atlanta area. TravelByStats.com. They got a lot of, as a matter of fact, back up. They operate out of 5 different states. So I'm talking majoritively to the metro Atlanta crowd, but Travel by Stats is big time, and they travel all over the country, man. The best bus service in Metro ATL. Give them a call at 855-266-6675, extension 700. Again, that's 855-266-6675, extension 700, and ask to speak to Maritza Wilmer. She's the owner, and she's going to take care of you. She is going to take care of you. All right, at the end of the last segment, we actually had breaking news that there's actually been a decision about the Tom Brady Deflategate case. And I'm reading this straight from the puppetfactory.com, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Tom Brady has beaten the NFL in the Deflategate court case with the U.S. District Court Judge Richard Berman nullifying the league's 4-game suspension Thursday. Berman announced his decision after both sides couldn't come to an agreement. Brady's suspension originally was upheld by NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell in July after an appeal. Brady, meanwhile, repeatedly has disputed the league's ruling that he and Patriots equipment staff colluded to deflate footballs before New England's 45-7 victory over the Indianapolis Colts in last season's AFC Championship game. All right, so me and the studio audience feel the same way. I mean, it's pretty cool how I bring my studio audience down to iHeartRadio, right? So me and the studio audience feel the same way. And I'm kind of torn about this because, as I said earlier, I feel some type of way about it because, one, I am not a fan of Roger Goodell. As a matter of fact, I've been calling Roger Goodell King Goodell before anybody else was on radio or TV. I was. Because I just read right through the guy. I hate the way that he's been running the league. I hate all of these suspensions. I hate this hard stance against players. I hate this movement toward softening football and not being able to touch the quarterback. So I've hated Roger Goodell's whole presidency, for lack of a better term, since day one. I do. And so every time, all before this particular case, whenever the NFL and Roger Goodell in particular lost one of these appeals to a player, for the most part, I was happy. But this particular case right here, man, because of the history of the New England Patriots under Bill Belichick and being quarterbacked by Tom Brady, and the history now, they got a history of cheating. And because of what I know about the game of football and being in locker rooms my entire life and knowing the dichotomy of a locker room between the equipment managers, the trainers, and the players, there's no doubt in my mind, in any relatively sane person, that Tom Brady didn't have these guys to do this. Thus, they were cheating. And we've gone down this road a million gazillion times before. I'm not going to get back into the details. Bottom line, his ass was cheating, and anybody with half a brain knows that he told those equipment managers to deflate the footballs. The extent of how much that helped the Patriots win football games can be debated till the end of time. I don't care. Bottom line is his ass been cheating, and they've been cheating forever. The Patriots been cheating ever since Belichick got there, in my opinion. Okay, so we don't know how long Tom Brady been deflating footballs or having this guy deflate footballs. So his ass is a cheater, but he beat it. So on one hand, I know his ass is cheating, and I know the Patriots probably been cheating for a long, long time. And the other hand, I'm happy that the NFL and Roger Goodell on his high horse, on their pedestal, got beat again. I know that's crazy. But this is more of the quote-unquote face of the league and the politics that happens behind closed doors of the NFL. This is more the same. This is more of the same. And I guess at the end of the day, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, I guess at the end of the day, they didn't have any proof. They didn't have any proof. They didn't have any proof of this. And I guess that's it. They didn't have any proof. And Tree's laughing. As a matter of fact, I didn't realize that your mic was on. Go ahead, say it.
I'm laughing at you. You are really upset.
I am very upset about this, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show because I feel like that they're getting over. I feel like they're playing us for a fool. And once again, that's why I think the NFL did what it did in this particular case in saying that, we're going to suspend you for 4 games, and we believe that you had been cheating, and then you'd been dodging the investigation by not providing evidence, your cell phone. You destroyed your phone magically. I mean, who does that? Who does that? Nobody does that. And so it's very obvious to most people, I think, that Brady had something to do with this, but they beat this thing. They absolutely beat this thing. What are your thoughts about it? 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. And Roger Goodell gets paid, or I think last year he got paid like $47 million. I think that was the figure that was thrown out there, which is absolutely incredible to me that you pay a guy that doesn't put on a helmet or doesn't really, per se, make the NFL bigger or better. I haven't seen anything. He's a caretaker. All right, and there's nothing wrong with that, and I'm not saying that what he does isn't a big job and he doesn't deserve to be compensated for it. What I'm saying, the man makes $47 million. Hell, me, Walter could run the NFL. The NFL runs itself. I mean, they make their own damn money. What you got to say about it, Waterhead?
Nepotism is so real.
Yeah.
That Tom Brady and the Patriots are in cahoots with Roger Goodell, and the entire NFL can see it. Most players call it out, and you don't see Peyton Manning close to Goodell and whatnot, but
yeah,
it is what it is.
Yeah, and Waterhead, this is like the first time you got in the mic in a long time. You're always there doing what you got to do.
Of course.
But because of this little setup we got today in iHeartRadio, man, the world gets to hear Waterhead.
They might do that. I appreciate it.
What?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
The studio audience appreciates you, Waterhead.
They'll
let me stop calling you Waterhead. Waterhead is your radio name, but when I'm addressing you, I just need to call you Walter because I know your mama don't like me calling you Waterhead.
She laughed at it. She laughed at it. She enjoyed it.
And you ain't 16. It ain't like you a teenager or nothing like that. How old are you, bro, if I can ask?
I'm 27.
Damn, yeah.
I don't sound like it. I don't look like it, but I'm every bit of 27.
You got the little baby face. So yeah, that's crazy, man. What are your thoughts about this? 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. Later on today, we're going to talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Arizona Cardinals on our preseason reports. But this is obviously the big news. And when we get back from the break, this upcoming break, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to read a lot of your chat. We'll get to a lot of your chat messages and your thoughts on this. I know America is talking about this, not just us here on the Doug Stewart Show. America is talking about this. He beat it. And no lie, and I threw out a number earlier, I think 0-7. I think Roger Goodell in the NFL is like 0-6, to be precise, as far as appeals to suspensions. The last 6 times, they are 0-6 to the players. So now what does that tell you, huh? To quote, I think it's either Woody from Good Times or... No, it's Woody from Sanford & Son. It's either Woody from Sanford & Son or Ned the Whiner from Good Times. He used to always say that. He used to be halfway in a drunken stupor, and something would happen, and he just busts out. Now, what does that tell you, huh? What does that tell you? What it tells you is that the NFL, and in particular, the commissioner of the NFL, Roger Goodell, is a grandstanding SOB. That's what it tells you. That's what it tells you. Once again, man, I'm very conflicted about this thing, man, because I in the bottom of my heart believe they had them dead to rights. Despite them trying to talk about this science crap or whatever about balls deflating themselves, that's BS. Ain't nobody stupid, man. But once again, at the same time, this kind of is a type of thing where it's blowing up in the face of Roger Goodell, so I absolutely like that. I know I'm waffling.
How come Tom Brady ain't blessed and highly favored?
Whatever. Evidently he is.
Okay. Give it up for Jesus.
Evidently he is. Evidently he is blessed and highly favored, but I don't like it. I don't like it. And Waterhead and Tree over here laughing at me because they happy I was wrong. And I didn't think in a million years that the thing would get nullified. I didn't think in a million years that would happen. I thought that maybe just to keep the peace, that this arbitrator would say, you know what, F it, 2 games and you good. And then the NFL would be like, okay, well, we gave a strong stance against what they did. We tried to penalize them. And because of this arbitrator and this ruling, it's only 2 games. So, all right, we're done. We're washing our hands of it. Let's move on. And everybody would have been happy. But I didn't think that was one of the options. I didn't think if there was an A, B, or C, choice, I didn't think there was anything but an A choice where the games would get cut in half. That's it. This man has beat this thing. Wow. Well, I'll say this on my argument about, I think that the Patriots did this, and I think Tom Brady definitely knew about it. And in the defense of that, or I guess to the betterment of that, is his reputation from now on is sullied from people like me, from football fans. I'm not the only one that's saying this and spewing this on the air. I think a lot of people have kind of come to the side now about the Patriots organization. I think this is kind of like the last step. This is the straw that broke the camel's back. I really do. And they've done so many things that we could list from the many, many years, from Spygate to the crap BS formations that they ran in the playoffs this past year, and all of the trickery, all of the cheesy stuff that they do, man. They've got a history of it, man. They've got a history of it. And I think from now till the end of time, the way that we looked at Tom Brady has forever changed. He may have beat this case, and he may be able to play for the New England Patriots. Jimmy Garoppolo, his ass is back on the end of the bench. But I think that people like myself and football fans in general are definitely looking at Tom Brady differently today. And before this whole story actually occurred. I think that might be the ultimate legacy of this entire conversation. I really do believe that. And now you got to remember, I'm a guy, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I'm a guy that stated it on record. I thought that Tom Brady was the greatest quarterback ever, based on the fact that they won all these championships, and he did it with mediocre at best wide receiver talent. I put him ahead of Joe Montana. I did that a couple of years ago. And a lot of people scoffed at me, and a lot of people were, well, how could you do that? How could you put him over Joe Montana? Because I keeps it real. But my sentiment on all that has dramatically changed, man. It's dramatically changed because I don't know how long he been cheating. We called him deflating footballs. What else is he doing? I mean, what else? Are they bugging the other team's offices, their training rooms? I mean, hell, they could be doing anything. I don't care. I don't trust them. In the famous words of the great P.E., can't trust them.
So is that going to be your new mission now that you have all this?
My mission in life from now on is to expose the cheating culture of the New England Patriots and Tom Brady's ass. That's my life's mission now, forever and ever and ever. And I will not stop. I will not stop until I uncover the truth about the New England Patriots and Tom Brady in particular. As a matter of fact, I like that. A campaign to expose Brady. Expose Brady. Expose Brady. Expose Brady. Expose Brady. Expose Brady. Don't go away. This is the Doug Stewart Show. Expose Brady. Expose Brady. Expose Brady. Only a few more preseason games to go before the regular season kicks off. And you can start the season by winning $2 million in Week 1 at DraftKings.com, America's favorite one-week fantasy football site. It's the biggest fantasy football contest ever. $10 million in prizes are up for grabs, including $2 million for first place and $1 million for second. 1 week fantasy means no season-long commitments. It's fantasy football on demand. Play where you want, when you want, with the players you want. Just pick your players, pile up the points, and pick up your cash. That's it. You've never experienced football like this. Every game feels like the playoffs, even in Week 1. And every broken tackle or spectacular catch could take you closer to a $2 million prize. This isn't fantasy as usual. This is DraftKings. Welcome to the big time. Hurry to DraftKings.com now and use promo code Spreaker to play free for a shot at $2 million in the Week 1 Millionaire Maker. Enter Spreaker for free entry now at DraftKings.com. That's DraftKings.com.
The best of the Doug Stewart Show.
To give you the history on this Doug Stewart and Tree Taylor battle in Trivia Crack. We just started playing last week. We played 3 games. I won the first one in handily fashion. And then Tree has come along to beat me 2 times in a row. All right, now I blame Trivia Crack for asking me dumbass questions about romance comedies from the 1980s. That's who I blame. But she's won, and I got to give her credit. What? I knew you were going to jump.
Like, when you talk about women, Tree has come along.
It ain't got nothing to do with you being a woman.
I showed up.
Oh, wait, did you just, what? Oh, my gosh. Did she just call me the N-word? Oh, damn. We made Doug Stewart's show history just now. As many times as I've almost uttered that term, you did it! And we don't have 7-second delay.
I'm fired.
You getting the BPA. You nominated for a Boiled Penis Award.
No.
Yes, you are. The first time in the Doug Stewart Show history, someone utters the N-word.
I'm sick of you.
You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Good thing we, on radio, traditional radio, the FCC be beating down my damn door right now. They're already looking for a reason to try to put me out of business. And you come up with this. Golly, Tree, you're better than that.
That girl is never trust a big button to smile.
At Ticket Liquidator, we believe you should have access to the experiences you want to be a part of. Since 2003, Ticket Liquidator has been connecting buyers and sellers with the most sought-after and often sold-out events across the country. Ticket Liquidator's nationwide network gives you access to one of the largest online inventories of sports, theater, and concert tickets, with prices lower than most companies in other markets. And our security policies are solid, so you can buy with absolute confidence. More tickets, better service, and lower prices, so you can witness the best entertainment, culture, and sports events worldwide. At Ticket Liquidator, we know that seeing a legend bring down the house or watching your team win the championship is about more than a ticket. It's about being there. For all your sports and entertainment ticket needs, call us at 855-638-3034. Again, that's 855-638-3034.
Expose Brady! Expose Brady! Expose Brady! My life's mission has been determined. We're going to expose Tom Brady for the liar that he is. There we go. Thank you, studio audience. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. And this is a Throwback Thursday. College football is here. We just got some breaking news. Tom Brady beat this thing. No, man. No, studio audience. Tom Brady beat this thing. Suspension has been nullified. That man is playing week 1. So we're talking about that and getting your thoughts on that. I'm going to start to read some of your chat here in a second. A little bit later on today's show, we're going to break down the Pittsburgh Steelers as well as the Arizona Cardinals on our preseason football reports. I'm about to get into some of your chat here in a second. Thank you so much for joining your boy. Hey, man, you may have heard we're doing a lot of new commercials through Fiverr.com. And what Fiverr is basically a place where people sell their services. And so I'm selling, one of the services I'm selling, they call it a gig on there, is, advertising on the Doug Stewart Show, starting at $5. I know, it's crazy. Studio audience don't like it either. So you go to Fiverr.com, man, and there's several gigs that we have set up on there under the Doug Stewart Show. We do voiceovers. We sell advertising on the show. We do consulting. I think that's up and coming. And we also, man, we even sell airtime on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. That's right. Shouts out to my man Kicking It with Kesey. His show aired yesterday. The Poe Politicking Show aired one day last week. So if you got a podcast, it's pretty good. Holla at me on Fiverr.com. And we can work something out, man, and we can get your show up and running on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, where we have built-in 9,000 followers to the show, getting close to 10,000. So check me out on Fiverr.com. Just search The Doug Stewart Show when you get on there, and let's do some business, all right? All right, so birthdays today, and then we'll jump right into your chat. Birthdays today. Mason Crosby is 31 years old, Green Bay Packer kicker. Happy birthday to Mason Crawford, or Crosby. I think that's the first time we ever mentioned a kicker before on this show. I'm anti-kicker, and Tree didn't know that. Tree didn't know that I'm anti-kicker.
I didn't know. I mean, as you mentioned that last night, I had to call on my fellow scopers and get them to help me understand you and Ryan a little better. So now you're telling me something new that this has been a year now.
Well, in general, dudes are anti-kickers because kickers, they off to the side doing nothing, picking their nose.
Do they get a check?
They get a check, but they picking their nose. They don't never hit nobody.
A check.
They protected.
They get a check.
So, for the most part, you're a lady. You really don't follow football like that. Kickers are pretty lame. That's the best way I can put it. Charlie Sheen is 50 years old, and Tree put winning behind his name. You're a Charlie Sheen fan, Tree?
Well, you remember when he was tore up from the floor up and did that interview, and then everyone was saying winning all day.
Yeah,
Tom Brady's saying that today. Winning.
Punk ass Tom Brady. Charlie Sheen, 50. And wait a minute, back up. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Charlie Sheen is 4 years older than me? That's it? Why did I think Charlie Sheen was late 50s? If you would have guessed he's 50 years old only?
That alcohol will do it to you.
Yeah, he done lived a hard life. Probably smoked cigarettes, too. Dave Ramsey, 55 years old. He's famous and now has a show on WGST. So I guess technically he's our coworker. Radio host.
He's not based here. A lot of people know him if you follow Money Management.
Yeah, okay, so he's syndicated here.
Yes.
I thought he was based here. I know who Dave Ramsey is.
What?
He kind of gives advice, financial advice. I've heard him before.
Every day you just keep surprising me.
For some reason, I thought he was based here. Let's double check that he's based in Tennessee.
I believe. I'll double check for you.
Steve Shripper is 58 years old. Oh, the dude from The Sopranos. What was his character's name on The Sopranos?
Wasn't he his brother-in-law?
No, wait a minute. Now listen, back up from your radio for a second, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I believe his name on The Sopranos was Big Pussy.
That wasn't him.
It was Big Pussy. It was.
He was?
Yes, I believe so.
I'm looking it up.
I believe it was Steve Shripper. And I know, that was his name.
Just don't say that anymore.
You can say it on the radio, just like a pussycat. They called him Big Pussy.
Oh, my God.
They did. We aren't on GST yet, Tree. And not only that, I can say that on GST. Did you ever have a pussycat when you were growing up? Huh? I didn't have one. We hated cats. We hated pussycats, too.
Keep it going, bro. Just keep it going.
So, Steve Shripper I believe his name was Big Pussy on The Sopranos, is 58 years old today. Now that's one of my favorite series of all times. I've ranked them before. I think I've ranked them on the show. Maybe we just talked about it on the show, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I think we've just talked about it generally on the show. I think I have Sopranos as my second all-time favorite series, maybe third. But number one is The Wire, and Sopranos is probably second or third. I mean, that was good writing. That was good TV right there, man. So happy birthday to him. I believe that was his character's name on there. Well, maybe it wasn't. Hey, 404-382-0338 is the number to the show. You can also email me at dougthedougstewartshow.com. It's the manner that you use words, Tree. It's okay. It's okay. Trust me, that was one of the first conversations we had when we started in radio back way back in the day by the program director. And I remember at the time a lot of guys were using that word frequently on air. I'm not going to mention their names. We don't need to do that. But we always, tempered that type of, just because of the confusion it may cause. But, yeah, there's nothing wrong with saying big pussy.
Okay, Douglas. Thank you.
All right. The number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at dougthedougstewartshow.com. Let me read some of your chat here on the Doug Stewart Show, on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Remind me to talk about Dwight Howard. Remind me to talk about your homeboy in a second, Waterhead. But Emmett Bean writes, the hate should be directed toward the owners, not the commissioner. From Nino the Rhino, Goodell pump faked us all. Grego, yeah. As I said before, I never thought in a million years that the entire suspension would go away. Just to save face for a bunch of different people, the arbitrator, the league, the commissioner, the Patriots. I thought that they were going to split it down the middle, but I never thought in a million years a dude was just going to straight out beat it. From Grego. And we should be happy to have a great quarterback on the field. We always complain about how quarterback sucks. It's better for the game. And clearly Grego is a fan of the New England Patriots. I mean, a devout fan. Obviously, the New England Patriots. From Sluggo, notice they dropped the news on the same day college football is starting. This news will quickly be buried in the news cycle. And he's exactly right. He's exactly right. That's not a coincidence. And don't let anybody tell you it's a coincidence that they drop it on the day college football starts. So it's not even going to be on the front page tomorrow. Because tonight you're going to talk about college football. Or tomorrow you're going to talk about college football and what happened tonight. From Clay Davis, a Sheed advisor. He says, Tom Brady been blessed ever since Mo Vaughn knocked out Drew Bledsoe. Yeah. And we're a little bit behind right now. I just realized it. So I tell you what we'll do. Hour number 2 of the Doug Stewart Show is coming up. When we get back from the break, all I'm going to do is read chat. I want to quickly talk about Dwight Howard. And in the segment after that, we're going to get into the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Arizona Cardinals. All right, we're behind right now on the clock. This is the Doug Stewart Show. We were too happy about, talking about Big Pussy's birthday. Don't go away. This is the Doug Stewart Show. Let me tell you about Travel by Stats. Travel by Stats delivers premium travel packages and provide excellence by focusing on assuring that their tour itinerary is clear. For destinations they've never taken, they even take the trip in advance of the actual one you're about to take. This ensures everybody has a great experience. They've been around since 1988 and have been operating here in Atlanta since 2000, starting from the ground up, but they now boast of a team operating in 5 states. Travel by Stats not only specializes in Caribbean destinations, they also provide a variety of reasonable, cost-efficient events by land, air, or sea. One of their big things is sports travel for football fanatics who live in Metro Atlanta. That's the fun way to go anyway. Here's some of their upcoming list of events. Giants at Cowboys, Falcons at Giants, Falcons at Cowboys, Cowboys at Saints, Patriots at Cowboys, and many, many more. Contact them at 855-266-6675, extension 700, for the owner, Maritza Wilmer. Again, that's 855-266-6675, extension 700. If you mention my name, Doug Stewart, you'll receive an extra 10% off your package. Travel by Stats. Where they don't sell travel, they sell fun. Meet me at the club. It's going down. Meet me in the A. It's going down. Meet me in Atlanta. That's right. The weekend of September 26, 2015, we are celebrating the 1-year anniversary of the Doug Stewart Show, Stewies. And it's going to be crazy. We got a whole list of events scheduled for the entire weekend. That's going to be so fun. Come celebrate with your boy. Starting out Friday night, man, with a meet and greet party at the Artist Den downtown ATL. Late Friday night, it's the Fella Soiree at T's Gentlemen's Club in Buckhead. Saturday morning, the TDSS Golf Shootout at North Fulton Golf Club downtown ATL. Saturday night, the main event, the all-black party at the Doubletree Hotel in Buckhead. And Sunday, the Falcons versus Cowboys viewing/day party on the rooftop lounge at Mardi Gras Cafe, downtown ATL. It's going to be fantastic, man. You've been looking for a reason to come to Atlanta. Here's your perfect reason. Get all the details at tdssweekend.eventbrite.com. Once again, it's tdssweekend.eventbrite.com. See you in Atlanta. The 1-year anniversary of the Doug Stewart Show. Yes! Yes, sir. We're back. The Two Live Stews are back on air every Saturday morning on WGST at 11 a.m.
It's Sports Talk with Hot Sauce. Special thanks to our sponsor, Bruce Hagen, Hagen-Law.com, for making it happen. Thanks, Bruce. You're the man, the people's lawyer.
Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. That's right. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music, watch your videos, and view all your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BB Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bbmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's bbmobileapps.com and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you. Hour number 2, baby. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. And it is a Throwback Thursday. Tom Brady beat that thing, man. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Hey, man, do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. That's right. You can even make money with banners and send push notifications. BB Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. So check them out at BV, that's V as in victory, bvmobileapps.com, and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you. All right, so we've been talking about it. The news broke about 30 minutes ago. Tom Brady has beat this thing. The NFL's suspension of Tom Brady for 4 games for Deflategate or having some type of knowledge about Deflategate has been overturned. It's been nullified. And so we're getting your thoughts on that. I'm reading a lot of your chat. In about 15 minutes, we're going to start talking a little bit more football about the actual games on the field and the teams. We'll talk about the Arizona Cardinals, and we will also talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers. So stay tuned. College football starts tonight. The Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets suit up against the Alcorn State Braves. And can I get you to put your hands on the radio for a second and pray for Alcorn State? The SWAC member team coming to Atlanta, traveling to Atlanta. Can you imagine them kids coming from Alcorn, Mississippi, coming to the bright lights of Atlanta, downtown ATL, Bobby Dodge Stadium, and then Alcorn State? No, that was Prairie View. I was going to say, remember Prairie View had that unwinning streak, that defeated streak where they didn't win a game for a couple of years. I thought it was Alcorn, so praise God it ain't Prairie View. But Alcorn State is probably not going to be too much better as they take on Georgia Tech tonight, man. It's going to be on ESPN3, which ESPN3 is actually like the online thing, right, Waterhead? That's not actually on TV. So Georgia Tech and Alcorn State tonight. The Georgia Bulldogs take on Louisiana Monroe.
this weekend in Athens. So college football, man, is back, and praise God, I am so happy. We're broadcasting today live from the studios of iHeartRadio downtown ATL, the 640 WGST. If you haven't heard, man, I mean, where you been at? Everybody's talking about it. The Two Live Stews are coming back, man. This Saturday morning, our first show on WGST, 11 a.m. So as we've been talking about the last couple of days after we made the announcement, I really need the Stewies to support this show. It's a 17-week deal. The show is an hour long, Saturday morning, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. And we get much love in the street. Obviously, you know that. You listen to the show, you know that. They got a poll in the paper, and I think it was like 75% of the people in this city that voted on that poll, and it's well over 1,000. It's close to like 2,000 votes. Over 75% of the people chimed in and says, hell yeah, we happy the Stew's back, but there's that 25% that hates the ground we walk on. So, to combat that, we need you to tune in, man, and support the show and tell people and be listening on Saturday morning. All right, 404-382-0338. From Vince Wright, he says, Tom Brady is one blessed dude. I want his life. I hope the first lady ain't listening, because a sideway kind of sounds like that you don't want none of your life, either your wife either. I hope that's not the case. The first lady is coming to Atlanta. Vince and the first lady are coming from Minnesota. What's that? Is that the Great Lakes state? Is Minnesota the Great Lakes, or is that another state up there in the Midwest? I'm not sure. Is that right? Hold on. Is that right?
It's Michigan.
Oh, Michigan is the Great Lakes.
And
what do they call Minnesota? The Gopher State. No, it's the Gopher State. No, it is.
It might be. I'm sorry.
It is. It's the Minnesota Golden Gophers. I don't think it's the Gopher State, though. But from William Mack, he says, Judge Berman drafted Brady in the second round of his fantasy league. He needs them stats the first 4 weeks. Conspiracy ninja. I never thought about that. Yeah. Now, you can imagine that Tom Brady's stock probably dropped just a little bit, maybe a round, maybe 2 rounds, because, most people thought that he was going to serve a 4-game suspension. So his stock probably did drop. So Judge Berman probably got Tom Brady at a steal. You're exactly right, sir. See, that's what I'm talking about. Expose Brady. Expose Brady. From Clay Davis' Sheed Advisor, and you're listening to The Doug Stewart Show. I bet Brady walked out of the courtroom like Tommy O'Power. Or like Nino. You remember when Nino, right before that old man put a cap in his ass? You remember when Nino walked out of court and he was buckling his, buttoning up his jacket and talking all of that crazy talk about, hey, this is America, Jack. This is the greatest place in the history of the world, America. Oh, only in America where a man from Harlem could do business and blah, 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 blah. And that old man, you die, you charlatan. And he pulled out that little pea gun and put a cap right in Nino's ass. Yeah, Tom Brady walked out of that courtroom a happy man. From Texas Ty, they say he kind of falls off at the end of games, puts too much energy in the first half, but they don't have the depth to rest him. He had 11 sacks last year. I'm not sure exactly who you're talking about, Texas Ty. From Ronald Cameron, fullback McCoon Moss just got fined. Moss mooning these Green Bay fans was one of the greatest moments in Vikings history. From Encyclopedia Brown, Judge probably is a Pats fan. That's the second time we've seen that. I think a lot of people feel like the Judge probably was a Pats fan. From Nino the Rhino, Nino says, I bet this is the outcome Goodell was hoping for. He wanted the best for his golden goose. Yeah, if you really think about it, man, if you step back and think about the situation, it shows that Goodell is, quote unquote, hard on the players and hard on doling out punishment. And at the end of the day, they get back their golden boy. One of the faces of the league gets to play now. So Goodell looks like that he's tough on, players and on them and their indiscretions in football. But ultimately, at the end of the day, what does it matter? Tom Brady, the face of the league, who a lot of people are in love with and that are fans of, especially in that New England area, he gets to play, man. Only in America. Only in America. Wow. It's crazy. It's crazy. I never thought this would happen, man. And if you think I'm not going to even get back into it, man. Just don't believe that Tom Brady didn't know anything about this. I guess ultimately at the end of the day, they didn't have any proof on him. Now, what the NFL was basically hanging their hat on is, for the betterment of the game. What's the term that they always use? There's a term that they always use talking about the betterment of the game and the betterment of the league. And it'll come to me in a second. But at the end of the day, I guess if you look at all the technical side of things, they didn't have any proof. And that's why Bill Belichick, from the beginning, separated himself from the story, because he know they didn't have anything on him. He knows it, man. Hey, when we get back from the break, we'll talk a little bit about the Arizona Cardinals, and I'll jump back into your chat. This is the Doug Stewart Show. Don't go away.
Only a few more preseason games to go before the regular season kicks off, and you can start the season by winning $2 million in Week 1 at DraftKings.com, America's favorite one-week fantasy football site. It's the biggest fantasy football contest ever. $10 million in prizes are up for grabs, including $2 million for first place and $1 million for second. 1 week fantasy means no season-long commitments. It's fantasy football on demand. Play where you want, when you want, with the players you want. Just pick your players, pile up the points, and pick up your cash. That's it. You've never experienced football like this. Every game feels like the playoffs, even in Week 1. And every broken tackle or spectacular catch could take you closer to a $2 million prize. This isn't fantasy as usual. This is DraftKings. Welcome to the big time. Hurry to DraftKings.com now and use promo code Spreaker to play free for a shot at $2 million in the Week 1 Millionaire Maker. Enter Spreaker for free entry now at DraftKings.com. That's DraftKings.com.
The Doug Stewart Show presents another episode of Stories with Uncle Dougie, straight out of Monk's Corner edition.
So my best friend, man, Bubba, he gets on the bus, and he sits down, and he's, like, distraught. And I'm like, dude, what's going on? We're on the bus on the way to school. We're, like, in 9th, 10th grade, and we're on the bus on the way to school. And he says, my old man, he shot a man last night. I was like, wait a minute. What did you say? And I had heard these stories before, and rest in peace, his daddy's name was Coconut. Coconut was a little guy, probably 5'5", about, 140 pounds. So he's a little dude. And little dudes, man, they don't got the tolerance to wrestle with you or fight or put up their hands or something like that, especially old cats like this where I'm from. He's like, my old man stumbled in 4 o'clock in the morning, and I met him in the hallway because he was extra intoxicated. And he looked at me and said, Bubba, I had to shoot a man tonight. And come to find out more of the story, now keep in mind, this was in 1985 or something like this. Coconut was probably in his late 50s, early 60s. And once again, I told you, the story on the street was that he had done this many times before. Come to find out, Coconut had shot 4, maybe 5 people throughout his life in our little town in Monk's Corner, South Carolina. This is not a lie. And I know this seems like a story from the Andy Griffith Show, from Ernest T. Bass. This is not a lie. In my hometown, you can literally shoot people or shoot at people, connect on their lower extremities 4, 5, 6 times and not go to jail forever.
The Doug Stewart Show.
Let me tell you about Travel by Stats. Travel by Stats delivers premium travel packages and provide excellence by focusing on assuring that their tour itinerary is clear. For destinations they've never taken, they even take the trip in advance of the actual one you're about to take. This ensures everybody has a great experience. They've been around since 1988 and have been operating here in Atlanta since 2000, starting from the ground up, but they now boast of a team operating in 5 states. Travel by Stats not only specializes in Caribbean destinations, they also provide a variety of reasonable, cost-efficient events by land, air, or sea. One of their big things is sports travel for football fanatics who live in Metro Atlanta. That's the fun way to go anyway. Here's some of their upcoming list of events. Giants at Cowboys, Falcons at Giants, Falcons at Cowboys, Cowboys at Saints, Patriots at Cowboys, and many, many more. Contact them at 855-266-6675, extension 700, for the owner, Maritza Wilmer. Again, that's 855-266-6675, extension 700. If you mention my name, Doug Stewart, you'll receive an extra 10% off your package. Travel by Stats. Where they don't sell travel, they sell fun.
Okay, actually, the guy's name was Bobby. So, all of that talk about, you know, I was actually wrong. So, that was totally unnecessary. Yeah, this is the Doug Stewart Show. Thank you for joining your boy. I really do appreciate you doing that. We're coming back, man. This Saturday morning, the 2 Live Stews are back. Yeah, the 2 Live Stews are coming back this Saturday morning on 640 WGST right here in Atlanta, 11 a.m. And as well on iHeartRadio. So if you listen to the show and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show right now online, and you live in Jersey, or you live in Colorado, or you live in Montana, or maybe you even live in Boston, Asia, Antarctica, China. I think China falls under the Asia thing. But no matter where you are, you can listen to the show as well on iHeartRadio, all right? Speaking of which, today I'm going to be, if you're in Atlanta, I am going to be on The Sully Show, all right? Coming up after my show is done today. So it's kind of like a promotional type thing. The Sully Show, I think it comes on at noon here on 640 WGST. And so I'm just going to scoot in there for a second and I guess kind of promote the fact that the 2 Live Stews are going to be on the network and on the station starting this Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. All right, 404-382-0338 is the number to the show. This is the Doug Stewart Show, the realest, treeless sports talk show in America. Obviously, man, the big story, the big news is Tom Brady has beat this thing. He will not serve a 4-game suspension. Not one game. Not one. The man not going to serve a day's penalty for Deflategate. So getting your thoughts on that, reading a lot of your chat. Also, today's the start of college football, man. The Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, I know there's a couple of games, but obviously the one I really only care about is Georgia Tech right here in the ATL. They play Alcorn State tonight. So praise God. You see the title of the show. College football is back. Praise God. We're all happy about that. So a lot of big things popping, man. And if you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. And so a lot of big things popping with the Doug Stewart Show. The Doug Stewart Show weekend going on the weekend of September 26th. Actually, the viewing/day party that Sunday when the Cowboys take on the Falcons. We're letting you get in for free, but only 150 people. But you got to go to tdssweekend.eventbrite.com and reserve your spot. It's going to be crazy. Mardi Gras Cafe, downtown ATL is going to be a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. Let's talk a little bit about the Arizona Cardinals. Not going to spend too much time on these guys because, I mean, hell, they are the Cardinals. Bruce Arians returns in his 3rd year as the head coach of the team. Real solid coach. Seems like in coaching circles and football circles, people talk real highly of Bruce Arians. And obviously, you know what he did when he was the interim head coach of the Indianapolis Colts, now coming to Arizona and doing a fantastic job. The Cardinals, really Pro Bowl type players, big type players they have on their team. Justin Bethel, as well as Patrick Peterson. Both of those guys made the Pro Bowl last year, the cornerback for the Arizona Cardinals. The big question when you talk about the Cardinals is, obviously, they lost a couple of players of significance, but we'll talk about that here in a second. The big thing is about the running game for this team. They haven't been able to really solidify a potent running attack. My little cousin, Andre Ellington, is actually listed as a starter for that team, but he's been nicked up for the last couple of years. Big things. They believe that he can do big things, but he hadn't been able to stay healthy and stay on the field and help the team in the ways that they think they can. So they have to actually drafted this year another running back. In this year's NFL draft, they drafted running back David Johnson out of Northern Iowa. They're expecting a lot of things out of him. He looked pretty good in the preseason games thus far. So the big question is the running back. They lost a couple of prominent players as well. They don't have Darnell Dockett anymore, who's pretty much been the anchor of that defense for the last couple of years. He's getting a little bit long in the tooth, so they let him go. So the question is, what can the Arizona Cardinals do in that NFC West division against the Seattle Seahawks, the San Francisco 49ers, and the St. Louis Cardinals? The Cardinals are on the up. They're definitely on the come. As a lot of people feel like that they are getting to a place right now where they're going to vie for that division. But clearly, the cream of the crop in the NFC West division is the Seattle Seahawks, and it's going to be tough to beat them for the next couple of years, the foreseeable future. Just a real tough team. So no Darnell Dockett, no Antonio Cromartie, who's gone back to the New York Jets. What will the Cardinals do defensively? And also the running game is going to be an issue as well. So we'll see what happens. And also, one last thing, when you talk about the Cardinals, is the quarterback position and Carson Palmer. I mean, a burglar. And he is a burglar because he's stealing money right now. Can Carson Palmer be consistent and give them good quarterback play out of that position? So, yeah, so we'll keep our eyes on the Arizona Cardinals. And the Cardinals is another one of those teams, and I guess we're kind of getting to that place in the order of these teams as I'm going down the list. The Cardinals is another one of those teams that have never been anything more than average for the most part, outside of that 1 year they went to the Super Bowl under Kurt Warner. But they've always been 7-9, 6-10, at the best 8-8. I mean, once every 20 years, 9-7. So that's their lot in life. That's their lot in the NFL. We'll see if that changes any this year. 404-382-0338 is the number to the show. Let me read more of your chat here from my man, Run CNC. He says Moss got suspended for squirting a ref with water. Yeah. Randy Moss, and that was an actual, I guess you can probably technically put that under the category of an assault. He shouldn't have done that, got suspended. I guess he's trying to make the point that, this is something that affected the games. This is something that the NFL and most, once again, reasonable fans think really, reflected on the game. Randy Moss and a lot of guys you can name have had a lot of instances where they were suspended for things outside of the scope of the game on the field. From Grego, there's a difference in Brady versus most other cases, and I don't think it's race. I think it's a lack of evidence. No prior incidents like this one has ever been punished by 4 games. It's an equipment issue. It's not just an equipment issue, Grego. I'm not going to go back into all of this stuff with you, Grego, with your Patriot-loving ass. For new listeners to the Doug Stewart Show, all right? For new listeners to the Doug Stewart Show, it's simple. If you can grip the football better, which if you've ever played football and you played with a Nerf football as a 7 or 8 year old kid, you can throw a Nerf football a country mile. You know why? Because you can stick your fingers into it easier. Thus, you being able to complete more passes because you're more accurate because you can grip the football better. At the end of the day, it's a competitive advantage. If it wasn't a competitive advantage, they wouldn't have rules stating what the deflation of the football should be and what the air capacity should be, whatever the way you say that. You know what I'm saying. So it's cheating. Bottom line is cheating. If it wasn't cheating, they wouldn't have had a rule about it. And Tom Brady's ass is a cheater, and the Patriots are known cheaters for the longest I can remember. So I'm sorry, Grego. All right? I'm sorry. Your team are a bunch of cheaters, and everybody in America knows they some cheaters. Expose Brady! Expose Brady! Expose Brady! We're going to make some of those T-shirts up, man. All right, Waterhead, remind me to do that. We're going to, yes. Yeah, y'all like that idea, right? Definitely. We got to try to do anything we can to make a couple dollars around here. So we're going to make some Expose Brady T-shirts. Expose Brady T-shirts. I need to go ahead and buy the URL right now. Because y'all quick. Y'all dirty. Y'all play dirty. Y'all go ahead and reserve the name right now. Expose Brady. Expose the Patriots. Cheating ass Mickey Fickies. All right, don't go anywhere. This is the Doug Stewart Show. We get back, we'll talk a little bit about the Pittsburgh Steelers and continue to read your chat. Don't go anywhere.
Let me tell you about Travel by Stats. Travel by Stats delivers premium travel packages and provide excellence by focusing on assuring that their tour itinerary is clear. For destinations they've never taken, they even take the trip in advance of the actual one you're about to take. This ensures everybody has a great experience. They've been around since 1988 and have been operating here in Atlanta since 2000, starting from the ground up, but they now boast of a team operating in 5 states. Travel by Stats not only specializes in Caribbean destinations, they also provide a variety of reasonable, cost-efficient events by land, air, or sea. One of their big things is sports travel for football fanatics who live in Metro Atlanta. That's the fun way to go anyway. Here's some of their upcoming list of events. Giants at Cowboys, Falcons at Giants, Falcons at Cowboys, Cowboys at Saints, Patriots at Cowboys, and many, many more. Contact them at 855-266-6675, extension 700, for the owner, Maritza Wilmer. Again, that's 855-266-6675, extension 700. If you mention my name, Doug Stewart, you'll receive an extra 10% off your package. Travel by Stats. Where they don't sell travel, they sell fun. We're back. The Two Live Stews are back on air every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. on WGST. It's sports talk with hot sauce. Special thanks to our sponsor, Bruce Hagen, at Hagen-Law.com for making it happen.
640 WGST in Atlanta. Search 640 WGST on iHeartRadio worldwide.
Yes! Only a few more preseason games to go before the regular season kicks off. And you can start the season by winning $2 million in Week 1 at DraftKings.com, America's favorite one-week fantasy football site. It's the biggest fantasy football contest ever. $10 million in prizes are up for grabs, including $2 million for first place and $1 million for second. 1 week fantasy means no season-long commitments. It's fantasy football on demand. Play where you want, when you want, with the players you want. Just pick your players, pile up the points, and pick up your cash. That's it. You've never experienced football like this. Every game feels like the playoffs, even in Week 1. And every broken tackle or spectacular catch could take you closer to a $2 million prize. This isn't fantasy as usual. This is DraftKings. Welcome to the big time. Hurry to DraftKings.com now and use promo code Spreaker to play free for a shot at $2 million in the Week 1 Millionaire Maker. Enter Spreaker for free entry now at DraftKings.com. That's DraftKings.com.
Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Throwback Thursday. Tom Brady beats the rap. Talking about that, reading a lot of your chat, getting your thoughts on that. I want to mention this quickly before we even get into this Pittsburgh Steelers talk. Before I even do that, man, holla at my folks at Strickland Security, man. Strickland Security can install the latest state-of-the-art alarm system in your home, but maybe that's not, in your budget. Maybe you're not trying to go that far, The team at Strickland Security can fix your existing system or install just a basic alarm system so your home is protected. No upselling and no contracts. Most security companies only want to sell you a new system, but the team at Strickland Security want to help you protect your home and your family. These are good people, man. They got over 55 years experience in the business. If your family's home by yourself, your wife, your kids, you out of town, or maybe y'all just even in the basement, or maybe you're sleeping. How many times have you heard these stories living in Atlanta where homeowners have woken up and a dude is standing over them with a bag, and one of those Robin masks? Okay. Don't play with that, man. Get your home monitored and secured. Give them a call and tell them that the Doug Stewart Show sent you, okay? Grab your pencil. I'm going to give you the number here in a second. All right, you got your pencil? 800-422-9075. Again, that's 422-9075, or just check them out online, which is the real easy way, at stricklandsecurity.com, and tell them that the Doug Stewart Show sent you. All right, so let me mention this, man. And this dude here has been like a thorn in my side forever. And if you don't know the story, let me quickly give you a synopsis of it. Me and Dwight Howard got major beef. And you would think a man that's got all the money he got, the fame and status, he wouldn't worry about a little ninja from Monks going to South Carolina on radio here in Atlanta. But many years ago, I had made some comments, some remarks on the show, on the Two Live Stews, that Dwight Howard's game, what's the best way I could put it? That Dwight Howard's game is doo-doo. I did. And it is doo-doo. It's nanny-ish. And somehow it got back to him. And, you know, he's from Atlanta, and somehow it got back to him. And we were coming back from Bristol after doing ESPN, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. And this man was on the same flight that we were on. So, you know, me, I'm not thinking this guy is studying what I say on the show. I go to dap him up, and he grabs my hand and gives me kind of like that wet noodle hand. And he's like, hey, man, what's up? Yeah, you the guy in Atlanta that's been talking about me, man. It's kind of like that scene from Airplane when the dude was sitting by Kareem and he was criticizing Kareem's game, and Kareem just went off. You have your old man run up and down the court with Lanier. And it was kind of like that type of thing. And the guy's like, man, he started explaining to me about, you know, the inequities of his game. And I was like, man, bro, I ain't got nothing personal against you, but you know, your game needs a lot of work. You too damn big to not have any low post moves. And I said that. Ryan was there, and it kind of got contentious, and it kind of, you know, died out. But I thought for a minute we were going to have to go Pitbull Brothers on his ass. But that didn't happen. But to make a long story short, man, this guy is funny. He's from Atlanta, and I love all my Atlanta people. He was arrested and detained at Bush Intercontinental Airport Friday for having a handgun in his bag. Now, wait a minute. First of all, I never understood that whole thing about you having a gun in your bag. Because if somebody run up on you, you're not going to have time to get your gun out your bag. You're not going to have time to say, hold up, wait a second, let me open up my bag and get up my gun. Let me take it off safety and let me point it at you. And hopefully by that time, you wouldn't have already put like 3 or 4 slugs in me. So I don't get that at all. But when you add on top of it, you freaking Dwight Howard? Who's going to assault you, bruh? Don't you have like bodyguards? Don't you have like team managers that will jump in front of a bullet for you? So what are you trying to prove? These ninjas kill me with this. What are you traveling around with a gun for? This ain't the OK Corral. This ain't Dodge City. Why you got a gun in your bag? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You remember Gilbert Arenas had like a collection of guns he had in the locker room? Ninja, you got $100 million in the bank. Why would you have a gun on you? Yes, Tree.
I mean, those ninjas on Straight Outta Compton had guns up under the bed, and they were making enormous amounts of money night after night.
Yeah, but
it's a mentality, don't you think?
They come from a different background than us. I mean, they come from Crips and Bloods, and they saw it every day, and maybe they didn't. Dwight Howard probably, and this is not an exaggeration, I'm going to guess he got $60 million cash in the bank.
Wow.
Why would you have a gun?
I got one more suggestion.
Yes.
Maybe he heard the news.
What? What news?
The news.
What news?
The Stews are back.
Okay, there you go.
He doesn't want to ride Raw.
Yeah. Oh, we ain't riding Dwight Howard Raw. That phrase probably wasn't appropriate for that statement, but I get what you're saying. I mean, seriously, bro, why you rolling around with a gat? Are you kidding me? So ultimately, nothing actually happened. They said at this airport that this type of thing happens all the times, and sometimes they'll press charges, and sometimes they'll follow through with a case, but a lot of times they don't, and obviously it's Dwight Howard, and he says that he forgot he had it in there or something like that, and it's all forgiven. A law passed this year will allow those in Texas with a concealed carry license to openly carry starting January 1st, 2016. Okay, now in 2016, when that rolls around and you got your gun on you, then, I think you'd have a better shot at getting a drop on somebody as opposed to going through the process of reaching in your bag, which that's crazy. They're going to have open carry in the state of Texas? They're already gun crazy. I mean, it's already the home of Bonanza in Dodge City and Gunsmoke, the Rifleman. I don't think that's going to mesh too well. Open carry in the state of Texas. Interesting. The Pittsburgh Steelers, man, Mike Tomlin got that new contract. He feeling good, feeling great. Mike Tomlin, the third coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers in like the last 40 years. You know about Bill Cowher and then Chuck Knox. That's it. 3 head coaches for the Pittsburgh Steelers, man, in team history. Or not team history. I'm not sure who was before. Did I say Knox, Chuck Noll? I'm not sure who was the coach before Chuck Noll. But for the last 40 years, they've had 3 coaches, man. And so he's back, and the Pittsburgh Steelers are looking to do a lot of big things. Key additions to the team, DeAngelo Williams, running back, who looked pretty good in some preseason games that I watched this year. Troy Polamalu, Brett Kiesel retired. They are gone. They are gone, man. This is like the first year that the Steelers don't have Troy Polamalu on its roster, which is really, really crazy. He's definitely a Pittsburgh Steeler great, and I think maybe a guy that's going to be in the Hall of Fame. The offense, when you talk about questions for the Pittsburgh Steelers, the offense is it super caliber? And I think it is. And you talk about Troy Brown or what's his name, Brown, the wide receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers, one of the best receivers in the game, Antonio Brown. They have great talent on that offensive side of the ball. Ben Roethlisberger back. The Pittsburgh Steelers, seemingly every year, the Pittsburgh Steelers are in the run of the conversation about making a run for the Super Bowl, and this year will be no different. They picked up Bud Dupree, the outside linebacker from Kentucky. Everybody loves him, and you know Pittsburgh is basically linebacker U or linebacker pro. As well as Senquez Golson, the cornerback out of Ole Miss, to shore up that defense as well. A couple of questions about the Pittsburgh Steelers. Is Ben Roethlisberger, is he getting to a point in his career where his play is going to start to diminish? Statistically, last year, he had one of his best years ever. And that's saying a lot. Big Ben's been around a long time. Will Antonio Brown continue to be one of the top wide receivers in the game? Fantasy-wise, Antonio Brown is the number 1 receiver in football. That man catches 15 passes in his sleep. And last year, over 100 catches once again. The most catches by a receiver in the league once again. And so does he continue on this torrid pace of pass catching for receivers in the NFL? Steelers in that AFC North division, when you talk about them and the Baltimore Ravens and the Cleveland Browns, as well as the Cincinnati Bengals, obviously the pride of the division and the pride of football for a long, long time. It's going to be between them and Baltimore once again. 2 tough teams last year, 11-5 record for the Steelers. Baltimore had a 10-6 record. And so it always comes down to those 2 teams. And I believe, if you probably polled most people, there's not really rivalries in the NFL just because they're pros and they're getting paid for it. So there's not the pageantry and the passion that you have in college, in my opinion. But the closest thing to a rivalry we probably got in the NFL is Pittsburgh and Baltimore, and that's crazy because Baltimore is an expansion franchise, honestly. But outside of those 2 teams, man, maybe Minnesota and Green Bay. I'm trying to think of another one. Maybe Green Bay and Chicago, Dallas and Washington. But Washington's been so bad for so many years, it's hard to call that a rivalry. So yeah, I think it's Baltimore and Pittsburgh, man. Love when those 2 teams match up. And so this year, like every other year, seemingly for the last 40 years, the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be in the thick of things. When we get back from the break, damn it, the show is almost over. We're going to wrap up today's show. I know. And then we're going to pack up and I'm going to go and talk to my man Sully on the Sully Show on 640 WGST. But when we get back from the break, I'm going to read some more of your chat. That's all I'm going to do, and we'll wrap up today's show. All right? It's Sports Talk and Guy Talk with Hot Sauce. Texas Pete Hot Sauce. Tom Brady cheating ass. Expose Brady. Expose Brady. Expose Brady. We're back. The Two Live Stews are back on air every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. on WGST. It's Sports Talk with Hot Sauce. Special thanks to our sponsor, Bruce Hagen, at Hagen-Law.com for making it happen.
640 WGST in Atlanta. Search 640 WGST on iHeartRadio worldwide.
Yes! In life, things happen, good and bad. And being prepared is always important. If you're like me, a husband, a father, and protector of that family tree, then your family is the most important thing in the world. 95 million U.S. adults don't have protection in place. So, what I've done is put my protection in the hands of the largest and number one independent financial services company in North America, and that's Primerica. They look out for middle America because they believe that offering the most competitive premiums only benefits the client and have been doing so since 1977. If you're a parent, husband, or wife and want to discuss options with one of Primerica's top reps, then call my guy, Greg Wynn, at 678-439-7172. Again, that's 678-439-7172, and he'll put your family first. And hey, tell him that Doug Stewart sent you. Yes! Meet me at the club. It's going down. Meet me in the A. It's going down. Meet me in Atlanta. That's right. The weekend of September 26, 2015, we are celebrating the 1-year anniversary of the Doug Stewart Show, Stewies! And it's going to be crazy. We got a whole list of events scheduled for the entire weekend. That's going to be so fun. Come celebrate with your boy. Starting out Friday night, man, with a meet and greet party at the Artist Den downtown ATL. Late Friday night, it's the Fella Soiree at T's Gentlemen's Club in Buckhead. Saturday morning, the TDSS Golf Shootout at North Fulton Golf Club downtown ATL. Saturday night, the main event, the all-black party at the Doubletree Hotel in Buckhead. And Sunday, the Falcons versus Cowboys viewing/day party on the rooftop lounge at Mardi Gras Cafe, downtown ATL. It's going to be fantastic, man. You've been looking for a reason to come to Atlanta. Here's your perfect reason. Get all the details at tdssweekend.eventbrite.com. Once again, it's tdssweekend.eventbrite.com. See you in Atlanta. The 1-year anniversary of the Doug Stewart Show. Yes! Yes, sir. If you're not stewing, what the hell are you doing? This is the Doug Stewart Show. All right, so Monday, we're going to do a best of show on Monday because, I mean, hell, it's a holiday. And I'm my own boss. And so we're not doing the show Monday. We're doing a best of show. So if you're riding around Monday and you need your Doug Stewart Show fix, tune in. We'll air it at the same time, and we'll keep it moving, all right? Thank you so much for joining your boy on the Doug Stewart Show. If you're in Atlanta, I'm going to leave here and sometime in the 1 o'clock hour. I'm going to move over to another studio and holler at my man Sully from the Sully Show on 640 WGST. So check that out if you can. Passing the word and telling 640's listeners that they need to strap up. It's Saturday morning when they turn on their radio and all they hear is, "You're in the dark." When they hear that, just don't panic. Don't run off the road. It's okay. It's like the Wayans Brothers. You remember the Wayans Brothers used to come on? "We're colored, we're happy, and we know it, and we're brothers." Yeah, yes, sir. So we're going to shock the hell out of some people Saturday morning, man, and have fun. It's an hour-long show from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. So check it out on iHeartRadio as well. And if you're in Atlanta, 640 WGST. So, Tree.
Hello.
So I see why now you cringe when I talked about the character from The Sopranos earlier. Tell a story in the best way that you can. And what I just saw. I'm appalled at what I just saw.
We'll take a picture of it. I seem to have forgotten this. I have a
Right. You was over there judging me because I was just calling the man by his TV name, which actually I found out I was wrong. But it doesn't matter. That's neither here nor there. And then now you. Go ahead. Tell people.
So I went into my...
The nerve of you calling me out, though. And then you go ahead and tell people about what happened.
I went into my purse to refresh myself, and I wear an oil.
I mean, what kind of oil is named that? Where are you buying your oil from? You're not buying it from Macy's. You must be buying it from...
the Africans.
Hoochies are us.
It's conservative hooch. And people ask, I mail this particular oil, out to people. They love it. It smells amazing. It smells like it doesn't smell like any you ever smelled before. I'll just say that.
Right. So
And
Tree comes and shows me this little vial of oil, which, I mean, I didn't know people still use oil like that. I mean, I got to be honest with you. I don't think I know one lady that uses oil that the Africans sell on the corner. Walter, do you know any woman that uses oil? Yes, he does. You do? Other than Tree? You do?
I have a couple.
Okay, you do. Okay, all right. So that was odd, first of all. So Tree comes to me with this vial of oil, and you know how they put the little bootleg little labels on it? The label on her oil says the street vernacular term for a vagina. And then she's in here judging me on her high horse when I was talking about a character on The Sopranos called Big Pussy.
It smells wonderful.
And you gonna judge me? Does your daughter know you wear a fragrance called street vernacular for? Huh?
I try to keep it on the low, but actually family members of mine.
Kayla, if you're listening to the show, Kayla, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, if you're listening to the show, maybe you listen to the replay, the podcast, or whatever. Ask your mama to see the fragrance she has in her purse, the oil. Ask her and see what she says, and let you see it.
Douglas,
You gonna come in here all sanctified at me all the time, and you walking around with a fragrance called street vernacular for a woman's sexual organ.
moving on. I smell good.
Yeah. Yeah, and it didn't even smell like it. I mean, I better not even get back into that. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Yeah. Hey, man, tdssweekend.eventbrite.com. All right, go to tdssweekend.eventbrite.com and get all the details of the Doug Stewart Show weekend, the 1-year anniversary of the Doug Stewart Show. I mean, you'll even get to meet my studio audience. They're going to be there as well. So the whole weekend is going to be bananas, man. Actually, that weekend as well. This is for people out of town. This is more of an incentive to even come to Atlanta. That weekend is the Taste of Atlanta, okay? Which I've never been to the Taste of Atlanta, but evidently it's going to be like vendors downtown, maybe at Piedmont Park or something like that. And it's going to be crazy. Food trucks and galore. So it's going to be crazy. And then on top of that, man, the Doug Stewart Show 1-year anniversary weekend, that Friday night meet and greet party at the Artist Den, Stir It Up Lounge, downtown ATL. That night, then we're going to hit this little gentleman's club, Tease. That Saturday, the golf tournament. That Saturday night, the big shebang, the all-black party at the Doubletree Hotel in Buckhead. And that Sunday, man, the Falcons versus Cowboys viewing party, man. Get all the details online at tdssweekend.eventbrite.com. Read a couple more of your chat messages here before we get out of here. From Harvey Scott Goodell and the Pats played the world for fools, nothing but a dog and pony show. You might be right. You might be right. From Clay Davis's Sheed advisor, it's not about guilty or innocence. It's what you can prove. NFL couldn't prove anything. You're probably right, too. Yeah, you're probably right. From Nino the Rhino, as long as he's making the owner's money, he's here to stay money. Yeah, I'm talking about Roger Goodell. You're probably right, too. From William Mack, and Julius Thomas is hurt, but Bortles is turning a corner this year. Are you talking about the Jacksonville Jaguars? What? We talked about them. That was the first team we talked about in the preseason reports, man. We're going from worst to first. From that ninja, Moss didn't pull his pants down. However, the Green Bay fans would moon the Vikings bus every year. That's why Randy did a simple dance, and they tried to destroy his black ass. And that's true. I mean, if you let people tell a story about what happened with Randy Moss and mooning the Green Bay fans, the man didn't physically pull down his real pants. It was figuratively. And he's still getting flack about that, but Tom Brady's cheating on the field and doesn't serve a suspension? Are you kidding me? Grego, you remember Joe Buck? It's disgusting what Randy Moss just did. What did he do? Yeah, I can understand if he pull out his tallywhacker and start waving it around, but the man did a figurative gesture where he was mooning the crowd, and they killed him for it. And I think he did serve a suspension. Tree, look up that incident with Randy Moss mooning the Green Bay fans. I'm not sure if he got suspended or maybe paid a fine, but yeah, after celebrating a touchdown. That's the problem that I have. That's the hypocritical nature of these rulings in the NFL, man, and in particular Roger Goodell. William Mack, excuse me, had a little frog in my throat. Says Martavius Bryant and Le'Veon Bell suspended for 4 and 2 games respectively for substance abuse, steals, get them. Yes, Tree.
So Moss got a $10,000 fine.
What? No suspension, though.
And then it doesn't say he got a suspension, but it said he was just trying to have some fun. Lighten up.
I laughed. I definitely laughed. I thought it was cute. And then, just like my man That Ninja said, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, it was like a tradition that the team bus of the Minnesota Vikings, whenever it rolled up, fans, Green Bay Packers fans, would physically, really pull down their trousers and moon the players. So you totally get it, man. From Star-Lord, Tom Brady knew this was going to happen. That's why he never stopped taking first-team reps in practice and in preseason games. From Vince Wright, the land of 10,000 lakes is what they call it in Minnesota. That's it, the land of 10,000 lakes. So I was kind of sort of right. Manifesto, K3000. So K3000, shout out to you, K3000. Love you, Bo.
Can I hum while you do it?
Go ahead. Do a little violin. He says, my one safe place has been compromised. WTF, effing shame. Football was one place I thought I could take all that came my way. But I feel like I do every time a cop pulls in behind me. It's official. No place on earth is free of corruption and scandal. Sad day, mama. Yeah, there we go. Thank you for the text, K3000. Sure, your microphone is on. You do know that, right?
Oh, I'm sorry.
From That Ninja, 2 Live Stews. We got y'all's back, Stews. That's what I'm talking about, man. Do you got my back? I mean, do we not entertain you? That ultimately is the question. Do we not entertain you? We do entertain you, baby, and we're going to entertain you this Saturday morning on 640 WGST. Yes, sir. Pass the word. Tell at least 5 people to tune into the Stews, man. The return of the Stews, Saturday morning, 640 WGST. Man, we need another hour for this show. Like, literally, I remember us coming in here and setting up like 10 minutes ago, and 2 hours have gone. Damn it. Time sure flies when you're having fun. Hey, man, thank you so much for tuning in today to the Doug Stewart Show. We'll do it again tomorrow. Shouts out to Waterhead, who's actually in studio today and not in the booth. Came on the microphone. We let him on the microphone for the first time in a long time. Shouts out to Waterhead. Shouts out to the Tree of Life, the producer to the show. Thank you. Dwayne Bassan, Gerald Oliveri, my engineers. Without you, there'd be no me. Thank you. And a big special shout out, big ups to all of the Stewies out there. I nub new. We'll do it again tomorrow. Same Doug Stewart time. Same Doug Stewart channel. Shouts out to Pink Gator for this hot-ass track. Beans and cornbread on the production. Yeah, we'll do it again tomorrow. Same Doug Stewart time, same Doug Stewart channel. Peace.